Hey Crystal, it's Heather. I thought I'd take a minute to respond to your discussion board. I really enjoyed reading it. I'm really glad, like, even in your undergraduate, they were talking so much about this and kind of almost drilling, like, hey, correlation doesn't mean causation. I think just as researchers, as students, we just have to be careful with all these words of correlation, causation, relationship, association. It's so easy to kind of get them jumbled up. I think, you're exactly right with the fact that if the researcher doesn't understand the association, you can skew that data. For example, like you used from the textbook, the ice cream and, just the high crime. You know, I love that it's okay. It's an association between two variables. One doesn't cause the other because then that can lead to so many just assumptions and misunderstandings, and then your whole research study is way different looking. I think it's really good that you pointed out, okay, we really need to look at the variables that we're using. On page 79 of chapter 5, they're talking about just a researcher's view of those variables. And one of the things it says in the last paragraph is, when you're interested in the relationship between two variables, try to collect sufficiently diverse data. That way you'll get the truest representative result. Okay, so how do you do that? You measure a variable as precisely as possible, use higher, more informative levels of measurement, and use a sample that varies greatly on the characteristics that you're interested in. I think that's exactly what you're saying with the other article that you mentioned in your discussion board, where, hey, we need to make sure we look at so many things. You're talking about, okay, those three levels, biological, behavioral, cognitive. You're right. If they had only looked at one, you could link behavioral issues causing psychopathology. You're totally right. Every kid that misbehaved would be diagnosed. And I already get people nervous enough that are like, what am I going to get diagnosed with? What's going to go in my chart? Or, just that I'm going to be labeled with. When really, when you do these research studies, when you're looking at, just the correlation, the association between two things, it tells you just so much about what you're looking at. And so I think you're totally right. Just look at those variables, make sure you're specific to them. They're diverse. Then we're going to see, once we do that correlational coefficient, like what, just the significance is. I really like how they break down all the way from none to very strong. I think it's important just to remember kind of where those numbers are of having, the not so strong to the very strong, to remembering that there's like that medium level too. So I think you did a great job. I think it's, something that we just all have to remember. Association doesn't mean causation. So thank you for the reminder. I will see you in class. I hope you have a good day. Bye.